I knew it. I just got this lovely little message from the Embassy of Finland saying, well, there are currently 741 positive cases of coronavirus in the Republic of Serbia. And new protective measures are put in place as of today. All citizens of the Republic of Serbia, as well as foreigners with a residence permit who entered the country on March 14th and later, needs to quarantine not just for 14 days, but for actually 28 days. That is one whole freaking month. Which does not apply to me, actually, because I entered the country on March 5th. Police and military personnel is gonna be checking as of tomorrow people randomly on the street, which makes me super freaking glad that I insisted on getting my Bila Kartta. Legislation here I have to have anyway, but as I understand it, people don't really care about it. It's this piece of paper you get stamped by the police as soon as you enter the country. And it actually dates the date that you enter the country and has a police stamp, like I just said. So that's good. People who were before able to walk their dogs in the evening are no longer able to do so anymore. And curfew has tightened as usual. Well, this is the 15 to 3 o'clock in the morning, Saturdays and Sundays. What can I say? It's not so much this is a little bit what I'm worried about. Not just Serbia. Actually, Serbia is very calm in this case. You just have like legislations and then people follow them and that's it. But this, I'm really hoping that people won't get unsolidaric and start calling out on each other's neighbors and calling the cops on them because, oh, you're going out during the curfew, like they're doing in Italy. I don't want this place to become like a Stasi place where people, can't monitor what their neighbors are doing. That's horrible. And what's going on in Finland? Well, tabloids. Everybody always wants a good story. So tabloids have been dishing out news about how the president and the prime minister have been arguing about measures being taken for coronavirus. I mentioned earlier that the president doesn't really have much to say on internal affairs. And apparently he's written some kind of a letter on, drastic measures should be taken to the government, and the government has kindly declined. The tabloid wants to make that into some story. The funny thing is, though, the tweets, even if you don't, the tweets that the president and the prime minister both dashed out, even if you don't know Finnish, you see that they are exactly copied and pasted. I'm glad I went to hoard some stuff yesterday because there's gonna be police and military personnel walking the streets checking people on the streets as of tomorrow, which, yay. And in Finland also the military and the police are still checking the Helsinki district, Uusimaa, I'll just call it the Helsinki district. And we're still broadcasting it. But now they're standing out in sunshine in their fancy little suits. Good for them. The broadcast is still equally as boring. God morgon på er. This morning I don't think it's gonna rain today, but it is colder. And I'm also a little bit reluctant to go out because I'm not really sure about this curfew thing. Like I said, I don't want to add to it. Sweden is not good, and it's a case about the people versus the government, as usual. Sweden, like I mentioned before, has gone all in for the privatizing. This means that with time, companies pay your salaries instead of the state, which is tax-funded. You still pay just as much in taxes as you did before, so where does that tax money then go to? Companies are more interested in making money, which means that they will compete with other companies, pressing down prices. Pressing down prices naturally means screwing over workers, right? The best way to screw over workers is to not hire them. This means you'd rather make them start their own companies and then rent them as consultants. This way the companies can hire and fire workers as they please and they don't have any obligations to the workers at all. I pay my own taxes, I pay my own costs, I pay my own social costs, and I have to pay my own insurance and my own pension. At the end of the day, the companies hiring me get off cheaper this way. What the government is doing during the corona crisis is this.
Välkommen till Rapport. I Sverige har nu totalt 110 personer avlidit.
Previous finance minister Anders Borg told TV that a help package of the government can promise is around 80 billion Swedish crowns. Soon after, the government went out and promised 300 billion crowns. Well, it turns out 220 billion of this money is actually not funding, but rather guarantees for a loan for small businesses. This loan has an interest rate of 6.6%. Ladies and gentlemen, this is modern Swedish solidarity. Now, before you shake your heads and go, oh, Sweden is crap, remember, this is the government, not the people. The people are the ones suffering under this idiocracy. They're trying to keep their heads above water. The people strongly criticize this circus actions of the government. But while the government is running these circles, corona is spreading.
Uppemot 40 000 svenskar sitter fortfarande strandsatta runt om i världen på grund av coronapandemin. Anledningen är hårda restriktioner även för inrikes resor. Men under de senaste dagarna har svenska UD börjat få hem en del svenskar.
Vi jobbar ju nu 24 timmar om dygnet och våra ambassader jobbar hela tiden för att få ut svenskar. Och bland annat så kommer det landa ett plan idag med svenska resenärer som har varit i Peru och suttit fast. Igår så lyckades vi få 60 stycken som har suttit i karantän i Österrike genom att våra ambassad och konsulat har fått alla de tillstånd som behövs. Men det är ju väldigt svårt på grund av de regler och bestämmelser som myndigheterna i länderna sätter upp.
But I will give you a sunshine story from both countries. A Serbian friend of mine in Sweden posted this on Facebook. She found a note on the door in her apartment building saying, "After a walk at 6 o'clock from your balcony or in the courtyard, bring your drinks, let's celebrate life." People are coming together in Sweden. That's amazing. And apparently they're now discussing on restating stuff that has been privatized, which would be a step towards the right direction. Yoo-hoo! People have placed teddy bears in the windows for kids walking outside so that kids can walk around counting these teddy bears. It's become quite a hobby. And I love the fact that the main news in Finland subcategorized this as soft toys. And that was it for the coronavirus. Now moving on to soft toys.